So this is a really honest conversation between two guys who've made over $1 million combined from matched betting. We jump from business to money to lifestyle. Now, we don't talk too much about match betting in this podcast, but we do talk about how matched betting set up our lives. We talk about cutting out distractions, saying no to things, the real number that we think you need to escape the broke cycle, and why most people in Australia never achieve that number. If you don't know who I am, my name is JP. I'm the guy on the left. Started this community back in 2020, and Max, guy on the right, better known as Greenie, he was a member of our community until he joined our team. Over the last 5 years, together with Tom, Steve, and the rest of the team, we've built this community to now 2,250 members who've combined to make more than $50 million off matched betting. The convo is quite raw, it's quite honest, but I think you'll get something out of it. Have a listen.
What have you noticed in this business recently? What have you changed, and why are we getting the best results platinum-wise that we have in recent times?
Platinum is in terms of new members?
New members, yeah.
I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not claiming anything to do with it.
Yeah, but you're Tom. Part of the business, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm being stupid. But obviously, we're all part of it. However, that is Tom's area. He's talking to a lot of the people who are going through the free course and then joining Platinum. But you asked what has changed. For me, I actually did a video on this morning that will never get posted for 2 years. It's just into my archive.
Is that Netflix documentary? Or?
Yeah, I'm doing not Netflix, personal brand stuff. I've obviously stopped my personal brand. The biggest change I would say this year would be me stopping my personal brand. For me, it's given me one focus, and I'm practicing what I preach, and that's doing one thing. So the business has been the one thing for the last 5 years. However, there have been little side quests here and there. I did a personal branding side quest in November last year. Said I would post every day for a year on 3 platforms. I did it for 4.5 months, and then halfway through my honeymoon, I stopped because I realized that I was just doing it for the sake of posting rather than actually trying to do it for the sake of learning or process or whatever, and it wasn't helping. It was distracting me from the business. So I stopped that in April, and then since then I've been fully locked in on the business, and I think the areas that I've been involved in have been way better. My focus has been clearer, and I've began to realize the more I progress as a business owner that my time and energy are the things that I need to protect. Now, I know this is the case like with money. I spend my money because I know that's an infinite resource, and I know my time and energy is finite, but I wasn't as ruthless as I should be with my time. So I'm saying no to more things. If something comes up, I need to remind myself the priorities. If it's not on my priority list, I don't do it. I say no. Previously, like people reach out to me all the time in the DMs for different opportunities like partnerships and this idea and that idea. And I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'll reply to him, whatever. But the more you say no to shit, the more you realize you have the time for the thing you should be doing, which is what you allocated your hours to. So for me, that would be the biggest change over the last month. But yeah, just being more ruthless with time, because the more successful you get and the more you hang out with people that are way more successful than you realize how ruthless they are with their time. So when I went and met like Frank Grief earlier this year at the founders table, I realized how ruthless they are and how fast they work, because they just locked in on the thing they're doing, and they say no to everything else. They pay, they leverage, they do everything they can to protect their time and energy. So that's something I'm trying to do and get better at.
Yeah. What are some things recently that you've said no to that you wouldn't have maybe a year ago? Well, personal brand's one of them.
Yeah, personal brand. The personal brand idea was to help the business, but due to the skill issue in getting the content factory or the system out to print the content, it was taking up 5 to 10 of my hours every week, and that's 5 to 10 hours that could be in the business. After 10 weeks, that's 50 to 60 hours, 50 to 100 hours on the business, which is fucked. So that's one, but that was me doing it. It wasn't Tom and Steve saying it. I fully just recognized that I was letting the business down because I could have put more hours. I felt guilty. Something that I've said no to, there's currently a guy that's in my DMs trying to get us on a platform for a betting social media thing, and I've just parked it, but I think it's a really good opportunity. I've just disciplined and being like, I'll look at it in 3 months. It'll still be there. Ethan, who wanted to work full-time here, he basically pitched me when I was overseas on honeymoon. He's like, I want to work for you guys full-time. I said, fantastic, it would be great, but right now we have not got that in our priority list, not in the scope, so I said no to that. Previously, I would have just been like, okay, cool, try and hire this guy. But like, you're not actually solving any problems. You're just trying to plug a hole with a Band-Aid because it might help us in the short term. But I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but there's 3.
Yeah. Obviously, running a business, there's things that constantly like fires that need to be put out, things that need to be worked on. What do you say to yourself on the tough days? Are there days when you're like, oh, there's a fire here, it's frustrating?
A tough day for me would be a day where I have so much little fires to put out, like you said. So there's not actually an ability for me to just do my own thing. So I'm probably the one out of us three directors, so myself, Tom, Steve, that is the most free in terms of their routine. So very flexible. I have one meeting a week with our content agency. That's locked in on a Thursday. We then have lunch on a Monday with the team. We're now getting other members involved. Obviously, you come in every Monday and Friday as well as other days, but Monday and Friday are our office days. We're then getting Fudge and Max in. Steve's normally in as well. Tom's normally in on a Monday and a Friday. But on days where something will happen where I have to fix, I don't know, reply in a Discord because something blew up or something happened, they're the days where I get annoyed that I don't want to, I should have just done the thing that I planned to do. Sometimes you just have to do that. Yeah. The ability to say no to those things would be ideal, but sometimes you just have to accept that you have to fix it. But what do I tell myself? I mean, it's a reminder that you should set things up properly. So sometimes it's our fault that we have to go back and fix a bomb or fix a spot fire. But then it's a reminder, okay, do it right the first time.
And then there wouldn't be a fire.
And there wouldn't be a fire, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. A while ago, you said one of the biggest weaknesses in the business was like how you train team members and stuff. How do you think that's gone now? Do you feel more confident if new team members were to come on board, you'd be better at their development and they're wanting to be around?
Yeah, something that I learned earlier this year from a business guy that we have worked with in the past. He's been a massive help. It's one of Tom's best mates' dads, worked in like high business. And he actually solved a massive issue we had last year where we were conflicting between the three of us, fighting early 2024. Sat us down, basically said, you need to have roles within the business. You need to be doing this. You need to separate, like you do that, Tom, you do this, JP, you do this, Steve. That was huge. Absolutely changed the way the business has gone over the past 18 months. But then earlier this year, he said something along the lines of, and it stuck in my head, if your first solution to a problem is hire someone, you that's the wrong way to go about it. What you need to do is allocate each area of your business into portfolios. So for us, a portfolio might be platinum, it might be free course, it might be sports, it might be horse, it might be member acquisition, it might be like there's probably like 10 to finance, like all these different areas. Now, if something breaks down in one of those portfolios and your first thing is, okay, get a person to fix that, that's the wrong thing. What you need to do is actually write down the whole portfolio, understand how that system has to work, and then you fit someone into that system. Whereas if you're just getting someone to hire it and then you get someone else in that system, like for example, content, right? Content's a portfolio. If we go say hire an editor here, and then we say hire an editor here, and then we say hire this guy here for graphics and thumbnails, and then this guy for YouTube. Like all these people are just people working on different things, but they're not actually connected. What you have to do is fix the portfolio, make the portfolio flow. What's the ideal thing that you want out of this portfolio? Make that system. Then you just slot someone in because then they have clear tasks. They have clear goals, roles. They know exactly what they need to be doing. What we've done in the past is just hire this guy. He's good. He could be good. Interview, ticks the boxes. Okay, no, he doesn't tick the box. Don't hire him, or he ticks a box, hire him. Then we run into problems because this team member doesn't even know what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. Massive problem. Then you're like 6 months in, you're like, why isn't this fucking guy doing what he's supposed to? Is he fucked? Is it like, why is he so shit? And then you look inwards and you're like, he's not shit. We're fucking retarded. We didn't tell him what to do. And he doesn't know what his fucking role is. So how is it his fault? So are we more confident? Long answer. Tom and Steve have built out one of our full-time team members have built out, maybe you want to explain the difference between what happened I guess, your role in the business in terms of a clear, like rubrics, you're graded on these things. This is how you're going to get 5 out of 5s. This is how you're going to get 4 out of 5s, 3 out of 5s. And maybe explain how that has made you feel, because it's all good for us. Yes, we feel more confident now because we've now built out some kind of process that's a lot better than what we had before. But I don't know if it's actually working. I think I'm going to say it is, because you'll feel a lot better, but I don't want to speak for you. So how has that changed? You've been here for a year. What's the difference in the first 9 months to then the last 3 months?
Yeah, at the start it was certainly like I was expected to kind of connect the dots myself. with what to kind of do in the business and all that. And obviously this is a very unique business, so there isn't really a roadmap that you can kind of put in place into what exactly the job title was and everything at the start. But now it's super clear with exactly what my roles and responsibilities are, what is a good, like I didn't used to know if I was doing good or not, like in my job. So now that's a lot more clear, and now I know what the expectations are and everything on that. So I felt like that's made that a lot clearer.
Has that helped you to work better?
Yeah, absolutely.
How?
Because it's allowed me to know exactly what I need to do. Like the best thing for me in year 12 was like looking at the study design and fully just working out, okay, this is what can actually be asked on the exam and all that. So applying the same principles here, it's very similar, I found.
Yeah, so now you know what the boundaries are as well as what the goals are and what you're striving for. So now you just work on those things, whereas before you were kind of guessing.
Yeah, and I used to do a lot of more random tasks. Now it's a lot more clear, structured, better routine and all that. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Because you made a lot of money off match betting. Why did you end up coming here? I know you've answered this on other pods, but like what made you want to come into this business? Like you could definitely be making way more from match betting. So why did you come here in this business?
Yeah, because, I was making money, but I just didn't know how that would help my future at all. And also, I'm a very ambitious person. The amount of money that I kind of want to make in the future is quite high. And to make that kind of money, I need to be putting myself in positions where I'm learning from people who have created businesses before, who are a lot more skilled and experienced on business and on life and money making than me, and surround myself with those people. And it's pretty much impossible for me not to get better and not to reach the heights that I want to, or well, closer to anyway, if I'm surrounded by this environment instead of alone in my room pressing buttons on a keyboard. Yeah.
What would you say, like someone's listening to that right now, they've started match betting, they're 3 months in, and they hear that and they're like, fuck, well, I don't want to just push buttons on my thing. And then they stop.
Yeah.
And they want to start chasing, like, I don't know, go work in a bigger business and build their skills so that they can do whatever they want in the future.
Yeah.
What's your advice to them? Because I've received this advice or this feedback from people who have made like $3,000 from match betting.
Yeah.
They come to me and say, JP, like, I'm working, this works, I know it works, but like, I want to find something more purposeful, and they give up on match betting. What would you say to them?
Well, I think I made that decision after making around 400,000 and having liquid, like a decent amount where you don't have to work for like a few years or whatever, and you'd be fine. So making that money, knowing that I could at any time, knowing that it's there, so like I've got a free hit essentially on trying new things or whatever, really helped. So you can make the decision after you have that freedom that money provides. And also, JP, you've kind of said before, like it just really helps to be able to do that. And then you have space to think and space to try and level yourself up. Because if you're paycheck to paycheck, you don't have space to take a chance on a new job or a business. You have to put food on the table at the end of the day.
Yeah, financially and mentally as well. Because without you knowing, subconsciously, every single decision you make is based on how much money you have or how much money you have access to. So if you make a business, normally most businesses are not going to be successful in a month or a week. So the best businesses will be the ones that are built so good where the first 6 to 12 months, you're not making that much money. Like, yes, you can make businesses that print straight away, but the best ones are built over years and decades.
Yeah.
And through the majority of the first part, you're making fractions of the profit that you make at the middle and the end. And if you don't have any money, you're fucked. Like if you don't have money sitting there, like you said, then you can't actually do the best because you need to survive.
Yes.
So yeah, building I call it a war chest. Tom calls it a nest egg. Call it, I think, what would you say that the amount is that you need to have before you can be fully free, knowing you could not work for a couple of years? Like liquidity in your bank, how much money?
Interesting. I'd like to, what was your answer to this?
Mine's 100K.
Okay. Mine was 100 as well. So I was worried that you were going to say smaller, but I'd say 100.
Nah, 100's really good. You could say like 50 is on the way, but you're still in the could you not work for a year and do nothing and have 50? Like you'd probably run out pretty quick. Like you would travel, but you wouldn't be fully free.
Yeah.
You're probably looking at the prices of most things still because you don't have fully financial freedom. But when you're at 100, I mean, I got to 80. I was at 80 when I started this business because I realized that the 300, it was actually 250 when I made the decision from match betting, 250K. Decided, hey, I don't want to do this pushing buttons on my phone anymore because it's not really giving me any purpose. But I was 80K, like liquid. But I knew that I could make something eventually that would help and give me purpose, which ended up being this. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had 20, 30K because I would have been worrying about that going to zero by me spending the money in, I don't know, 6 months. But 100K is the number for me. What do you think the number is for you to escape the broke mindset? Don't get triggered by the broke mindset. The broke mindset, I need to find a way to articulate this because I filmed a video yesterday while driving and I just butchered it. There's a thing called the broke tax.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is, I made it up in my head. It's probably, if you Google it, there'll be something about it. But broke tax is like you walk around broke in your head and until you escape that, you don't know any better. So I don't know what the number is. For me, it's 100.
Yeah. I would say 100 as well. It's just, I also don't really get the whole, like, why is money such a taboo topic? Why? Would you know?
It's a taboo topic because people don't like to...
Is it tall poppy syndrome because we're Australian?
Nah. Well, there would be a bit of that, but it's mainly because people are insecure. Because if you ask someone how much money they had in their savings, then they're like, fuck off. Like, I'm not telling you. It's like private. I think it's insecurity because money is something that everyone has to have to survive. It's not like, I don't know, compare your bench press. Like not everyone has to bench press, but you need money to survive. If you went to, I don't know, an overseas country where there's poverty, no one gives a fuck. They're just surviving. But when you're in like Western society where most people have money to survive, like people who are broke in Australia aren't fucking on the street. Like, yes, there's homeless, but broke people live in houses. They still live in a house. They still get food. Whereas there are people that get their food, get their bed, get their home. And then there's people that are like, they've got that as well, but then they're living a better life. And those people hate being compared to people that have a bit more money than them. I don't know what it is. I think it's insecurity. What's
something that you would say to someone who would hear this and then they'd argue, nah, the leap to 100K, it's way too much for me. I'm in a job, I'm probably only saving $100, $150 a week. I have to pay rent, I've got bills to pay. The mountain is too high to climb. What would you say to them? That's literally what happens to most people. And that's why I said this yesterday when I made the video, it's too far. So that as a result of them having $100 a week, let's just say it's $100 a week. So over the course of a year, you save $5,000 if you're lucky, $5,000. Like over the course of 10 years, you've saved $50,000. Like you're going nowhere with full respect. You're never going to get ahead. You're never going to have a holiday where you can blow $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000 because you simply can't. So the alternative is either stay there and with the $100 a week that you have extra, go and hammer yourself and make yourself feel better because it makes you forget about the cycle that you're in. Or you go and look to increase that 100 to 1,000 a week by doing something like a side hustle, or 1,000 a week is probably a little bit out of reach, but let's say 300 or 500 a week. And then all of a sudden, after 50 weeks, you've got 25K out of 500 instead of 5. And then after 4 years, you've got 100K. Like still, it's slow, but that's 100K versus 25 after 5 years or 4 years, sorry. But I think what a lot of people do is they literally do what you said. They get stuck, they see it's too far away, and then with the extra money that they have, they think, fuck it, I've got $600 in my bank, I may as well go and launch it, go out in the bags, fucking drink Saturday night, go out with my mates, gamble, try and turn my $100 into $5,000 because fuck, and why not? I've only got 100 left. And then they're just stuck in that cycle forever. And they never get out of it. But the only way to get out of it is, one, to understand that you will get out of it by reverse engineering the numbers. You're not going to get 100K in a week. But if you save $2,000 a month, once you start earning a little bit more, within 50 months, you do have 100K, which is a long way, still 4 years. And what will happen is as you make more money, as you begin to see the light, you'll actually get to the 100K goal faster because you'll start to make more money. That's what happens. You've just literally put everyone, that's 90% of Australians, I'd say, are stuck in that cycle of too far, fuck it, get hammered. So yeah, in short, for those who you think it's too far, it's just look for... Well, what they should do is ask yourself if you want to stay in that cycle forever. If you don't do anything, nothing's going to change.
You have to change something to change your outcomes. If your actions don't change, your outcomes don't change. So I would be doing less of the negative behaviors. So getting hammered, doing shit that makes you feel like shit, doing shit you regret, doing shit that you know is just negative EV. Like if you don't know what negative EV means, just like if you do a negative action, you're going to expect a negative outcome. It's not helping you in the long term. Delete those activities and then replace them with good habits. Replace your mates who are destroying your motivation and encouraging you to do that shit. As bad as and ruthless as that sounds, like slowly delete those people, like distance yourself. You're never going to like have a massive fight with them, but you just slowly distance, say no. Eventually you don't want to hang out with them anymore because then you're hanging out with other people that are actually motivating you. And then within 6 months, like your whole life's different. I mean, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just stay in your cycle. But whether you know this or not, you're carrying around the broke tax in your head and the way you think, the way you act, you're just a different version of the human that you could be if you were free.
The other thing I hear a lot is I don't care about money. Money's not everything. What do you say to that?
Broke people say that, mainly. I just don't see a wealthy person saying that because they understand that the other one's like money doesn't make you happy. If you put like 100 grand on the table here right now, it's not going to make me happy. But I can use that money as a tool to do things that make me happy or make me feel good. So for example, I can take that 100K now and fly Laura and my wife to fucking who knows, a surprise destination. Like I could do that anyway, but I've got a business to run. But if you gave me 100K right now, I probably wouldn't do it now, tomorrow. But I'd go and use it to make me feel good about something. So the people who say, oh yeah, money doesn't make you happy or money's doesn't like, oh, I don't care about money. Usually people who don't have money or they want to use that as an excuse to not go and make it. It's almost like, I'm going to pretend that I don't want it. So because I have a skill issue in making it or because I don't know how to get it, I'm just going to pretend it doesn't worry me. It's almost like they're convincing yourself that the behaviors that you're doing currently are justifying, like because it makes you feel better.
Yeah, interesting. For some people, you know, do you think like the fact that like, not that we need to be flashy things, but business class exists, Ferraris exist. Is it fine that people like it exists? Why wouldn't you want it? Or is that genius theory? Like, why wouldn't you want all that life has to offer?
I was talking to a mate, funnily enough, last night, who I don't really speak to that much anymore. I won't put his name on things, but he basically said that him and his girlfriend broke up recently, and he said that his girlfriend used to want this life. Now, both of these have less than 50K to their name. They're like 30 plus. She wanted a life where one day she has a private chef, tennis court, big house, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to provide that for her. They're broken up, but he was just talking about like whether that would ever going to change. And I'm like, man, with full respect, you've never been that way inclined. And that's fine. Like you don't have to be. Not everyone wants that. He's like, yeah, you're right. Like he's never done entrepreneurial stuff. He's worked in a safe job, like with a family member. They both still live at home. So like some people, not everyone wants the best, but I think a lot of people also don't know how to do it. So then they therefore convince themselves that they don't deserve it. But if they knew how to do it or they tried, I guarantee you they'd want it. Now, you don't have to become a fucking trillionaire. I don't have any ambitions to become a billionaire, right? I just have no interest. But you could argue that because I don't know how to do it, that's why I'm saying that. But I'm free enough. Like, yes, I would love to have more financial freedom. Of course, everyone wants more and more financial freedom because you can do more shit. But do I want to have like stupid amounts of like billions? Probably not, because I understand the sacrifices that would have to get made to do that. And I'm not willing to go that far down the spectrum. But maybe I just don't know how to, and I'm just saying that. If I had the skills, maybe I would. I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know. Why do you think that not everyone? Do you think everyone should go for the best?
I think so.
But is that realistic?
One life or no?
Yeah.
But if you're buying a car, like if you could have any car and it was the same price, why wouldn't you want a better one? Like if you had a choice and it was the same price, why wouldn't you want first class?
Yeah.
Is it just the money?
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I've used this a couple of times. It's like if this was free, would you do it? And like, fuck yeah. Well, okay, cool. So it's just about the price then. Oh yeah, it's the price.
But isn't everything about the price?
Of course.
Also, yeah. Like when you buy tickets to a sports game, you know, do you want a box or the normal seat, or like, do you want a nosebleed or the best seat? The reason why you don't have courtside seats is because of the price.
Of course. This is what I'm saying about the broke tax. whether you know it or not, every decision you make is governed by how much money you have.
And how much it costs.
Yes. You can't go overseas tomorrow because you have $2,000 to your name. You can't fly to Europe because you have $2,000. The flight costs $2,400 unless you go and put it on your credit card and you're going to be in debt. So you can't do that. You can't go and eat a steak at a restaurant that costs $130 because that's your fucking spare savings for the entire week. It makes no sense to do that. Subconsciously, people who don't have money, they walk around in their life like this every single second of every single day. I used to do this. Like, for context, I'm not talking about this because I didn't do it. I'm talking about this because I used to do it. Like, I would drive 5 minutes extra to save like $3 on petrol. I can't, what? Not 5, maybe 20. Or I'd go on a website, I'd call up a travel agent. STA travel versus student flights wars, like against each other when I used to book flights. $1,230 to Europe. Brother, he's doing it for $1,220. And then you just, bang, man, you save $30 over like an hour. It's like, can't, what? Nowadays, like, that's just full on waste time. Now I'm counting my hours. That's my biggest change. Is like, it used to be a cent counter. Now I'm an hour counter and even a second and a minute counter. And I'm still need to get way better at my time. But as you grow through business, you spend the infinite resource, which is currency, which is money, sorry. And then you preserve the finite ones, which are time and energy. Versus before, I would always just spend the time and energy because I didn't have any money. So you spend the currency you value least. You're spending time and energy when you're broke, and you're spending money when you're wealthy.
Nice. I think that's it for me from all my questions. Do you have anything for me?
What's the biggest thing that you've learnt in the business so far in the first 11 months? Working in a match betting community, working in a business that's very niche and very disorganized to the normal business. I don't know if you've worked in a business before, like
No.
worked in a pub or a bar.
A bar, yeah. No, incredibly different. But I was just like so low level there.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing you've learnt in the business in the last 12 months, or even if it's a couple of things?
I would say how important like teamwork is, especially in my match betting days. I was just a sole operator, had no one to really talk to about it. It was me. I was if I wanted to make money, I had to sit down and do everything, essentially. And now looking at this from a team perspective, everyone has different strengths and stuff, and it's all good when we're working really well together. I would also say, like you kind of said before, repetition on one thing. You know, you're only going to get better. I used to be like, oh, maybe if I try a little bit of everything, then I'll be good at all these different things. But then, yeah, sitting down, especially with Tom, he's like, well, if you just focus on just this, you're going to be so much better.
Yeah. You can be good at a lot of things.
You can be good
You'll
at a
never
lot of
be an
things, but
expert
you'll
at-
never be
Yeah.
elite. Like, yeah. Do you think Magnus Carlsen does much else? I don't think he does much
Just
else.
stream sometimes.
Do you think Mr. Beast does anything else? I don't think he does much else. So if you want to be the best of the best, you have to just do one thing.
For you, what's that? Like bocce was one.
Yeah,
Match betting.
bocce was one, match betting was one. I was doing also footy in those days. You know, there's a lot of different things at once, trying to hang out with friends, trying to be a part of this team as well. You know, it was a lot of different, at travel, you know, it was like 5 different things at once, you know. And yeah, fairness to Tom, like I came back from World Championships with a bronze medal, and I was like, oh yeah, pretty happy. And in a nice way, he said, yeah, you didn't get gold because you weren't focusing just on bocce. And if you focused just purely on bocce, you would have gone better. And that was like, yeah, no, you're so right. Like that makes so much sense.
Well, you have to choose your regrets.
Yes.
You
And
cannot
have to
do
choose
everything.
what you spend your time on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't do everything. And that's something I've had to fucking teach myself.
Yeah.
There's 100 things that I want to do like right now. There's so many things, but I just
Yeah.
accept that. Like I'd love to just vlog and do my personal brand, and I'd love to stream chess
Yeah.
and like watch me play chess online. I was doing that last year. Like, but you realize that it's getting you nowhere towards your goal, and it's just taking hours out of the thing that you should be working on. So eventually there might be a day where I just do fucking, I don't know, traveling the world and vlog it. Or it might be streaming every day of me playing chess at a low level. That's something I would fucking enjoy, but like,
Yeah, it's just not the time, yeah.
do you speak to many of your friends now than you did 12 months ago?
A few less, but I just find it harder to talk about some things.
Why?
Just because you can't talk about money with...
As in they don't want to talk about it, or you just feel weird talking about it because you're making different amounts of money to them?
feel a bit weird, and it's just not on the agenda of conversations that we would talk about as well. And if I brought it up, I think it would be Yeah, it would just be like move on to the next conversation.
As in, is it because they know you have more than them?
No, just a little bit like it's just not something they think about. Like they're not thinking, oh, I want to get out of this 9-to-5 routine or whatever. They're very fine in that. But yeah, different people.
Are you not in a 9-to-5 routine right now?
Yeah, but the thinking behind it is a little bit different though.
Yeah, I mean, you don't work 9 to 5, but you do work. How many days a week are you working?
I mean, do we call this what I'm doing work? I don't really.
Tom hates saying, I love working. He wanted me to say the other day, he's like, don't say work. He's like, say I'm doing work instead of I'm working. But I don't know. I can't remember what he said. But yeah, we're working fucking 24. I mean, realistically, like Steve said it once in a pod, he said, when you run a business, there's no start and no end.
Yeah.
Like you don't start and finish.
I would say I do something with the business every day.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
that's including
definitely.
Sundays. No, yeah, of course you do. Yeah, all of us do. Like we've done that. I've done that for 5 years. Monday to Sunday, like for 5 years.
Yeah.
People will be like, you need fucking balance, and you need. It's like, brother, people say that. Unfortunately, they're never going to be super successful because no successful person had balance. Yes, there's times where you'll do more. Yes, there's times where you'll have time off or work less. Like when I went on my honeymoon, I still worked most days.
You worked less, yeah.
Most days on my honeymoon, and people will be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But
I remember I rinsed you for that.
But like, it's not work to me. It's doing the things that I enjoy doing.
Yes.
This is not work to me. Could I have done no work? Yes. Would I have felt good about that? No. Is that a bad thing? Probably to someone who thinks that you need to go on your honeymoon and do fuck all and just get hammered and whatever. But for me, like, and Laura is very understanding of that. She knows that that's part of our life. She supports that. No one's losing. She got to fly business class, so she's happy.
Fill up for
We're
Laura.
to go to cool destinations together. We're going to go on plenty more. So she's chosen the life, and we both are on the same page. And she supports me massively with like everything else in the household, and we're a good team. So it's like, play on. Don't take advice from people that are not where you want to be, because usually the people saying like, oh, you need balance are the people who are broke, or they're not in the financial position you would want to be in. Or they're like saying it because they don't want you to get so far away from them because you're getting away.
Question to someone who says, or like, what would you say to someone who says, but like beers and bags are fun?
I can't really comment because, I mean, I've had 2 beers in my entire life. One I sculled at a footy trip, and the other one I actually didn't finish. And I've never done bags, so I can't comment on that. But I can understand why people do it. And I'm not saying not to do it. Do it if you want. But I have seen people who do it, and they do it for a long, long time, and they keep doing it. Eventually, they get to the age of 30, and they realize that they've just pissed away their fucking 20s where they could have been building shit. Tom messaged me yesterday. He's like, between the age of 23 and 27, he goes, I feel like I lost 3 years because he would just do degen shit. But you could argue, I think everyone has to do degen shit. Everyone's version of degen shit. You don't have to go and do beers and bags. Like you could do, I don't know, you can gamble and lose money and realize that shit. You can trade Forex and realize that shit. You could blow money on shit and realize that shit. If you learn the lesson and then you change the behavior once you realize that that behavior is not going to get you where you want to be, then that's the best thing. Do your beers and bags, but like you're most likely going to cop something. If the negative is is worse than the positive, then you're going to lose in the long term. If you can be what you want to be and your goals are there and you want to do bags and beers, to do them. Like I can't change what you want to do. Like do whatever you want. Yeah, I can't comment because I don't know what it feels like to be hungover and shit. Like honestly, with that. But Steve's better at discussing this shit. He nails them because he used to do it, and he's happy to admit that and say that. And we've spoken about this at lunches all the time. It's like, CBF takes 3 days out of my week, out of 7, I'm done. Like he used to do it in the first few years of this business, and we used to rinse him, and then he stopped doing it, and now he's fucking a weapon because he's deleted that shit.
Another thing, travel. Would you say that that's worth it?
Yeah, travel's like studying, but it's different. I think the earlier you travel, as a male especially, I can't speak for females, but I assume it's the same. I learned shit tons from travel. Like I was lucky enough to grow up in a family where we had money, so my parents would take us overseas every year. From the age of 9, I went overseas to Europe for the first time. Then we went to we went to Fiji, went to Thailand, back to Europe, then back to Samoa, Hawaii, Europe 3 times with family. Then once I got that bug growing up, my first solo trip overseas was after I made my first 20K from match betting. I went to Europe straight away with Kiro. I made 20K, went straight over. Back then the flights were like 1,200 return. spent like 15K, made money while I was over there, thought I was a king, came back, and then just traveled most years. I don't think there's been 1 year, maybe 1 year out of the last 20 where I didn't travel overseas. So for me, it's part of life. You get to see different people in different lives, different cultures, appreciate what they have, understand them, know what's out there. Don't be ignorant, don't be racist, understand that there's all types of different people out there on the planet. And more importantly, you just get to, I don't know, I think the more things you see, the more you learn. It's just common sense. But I've been to some cool joints where like splurged on wealthy shit, on like, I don't know, rich people stuff. And then I've been to like living in or staying in like tents in the Serengeti with wild animals outside and shit like that. That shit. I like nature as well as the splurge stuff.
Yeah, nice. There's no structure to this follow-up question, but would you say that you are wealthy or broke?
Wealthy is subjective. But I heard Jack Henderson, I'm not going to quote him. Jack Henderson, if you're watching this, I think he said if you have less than 5 million, you're broke. So it depends on the version of broke. I don't have 5 million.
4.9.
No. But point is, I would say that I'm wealthy, yes. But I'm not anywhere near mass wealth where private jets. But like, it's very subjective. Like, am I free? Do I think about money? No. Do I want more financial freedom? Yes. Because I know what it can do. But like, yeah. I mean, my honeymoon, we did like a couple of nights where I was doing like $2,800 a night on an accommodation. Like that was my whole net worth at 22 in one night. But my honeymoon would be most people's savings accounts in Australia right now. So yeah, I think I'm well above the average. I'd be in the top 1% easily. I don't know, is that wealthy? Not sure.
It depends.
I'm very comfortable with where I am. Yeah. What about you?
I would say I'm very broke.
Broke?
Yeah.
No, you're not broke. Broke.
It's subjective.
So you don't own a car?
Oh, no. But
what do you mean by broke? Do you think about the money you spend?
No.
So if you were to go overseas tomorrow, you wouldn't look at the price?
No. I don't think I'd.
Because you can just buy it?
Yeah, I used to fully want like a 24-hour layover to save like $200.
I saw this in the video yesterday when I made it. I'm like, fly to China Southern and shit, 72 hours.
Yeah, fully.
If that's possible.
Used to do all that. Overnights at airports to save $100.
I would do that too. Slept in airports.
Yeah, for sure.
London, Luton and shit.
Got a bus from Romania to Bulgaria. A bus to save $50.
Yeah, I've done so. I think I did a New York to Toronto.
Yeah.
To save, I don't know how much.
New York to Toronto.
It's like 7 or 10, I can't remember. Yeah, it was overnight.
That would have been overnight. Fuck. Yeah, rough. Bulgaria, Romania was like 12.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it didn't.
I did Berlin to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
On 3 trains because I booked the train. Booked the train. And then I had to go on the thing because I was superstitious. I'm like, if we change the plans, the plane will crash. That's how I used to think. Okay. So Kiro booked the flight. He's like, fuck it, I'm booking. I'm not fucking going overnight. Yeah. I got on the train by half a second. I got on got off one platform. I had to run. The next train was like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was even a transition, but I ran with 3 bags and I somehow got on the train. And it was all just because I had to follow the plan. I had to be superstitious. Otherwise the plane would have crashed. And then Kiro was in his nice warm bed and I'd done it all night the next morning when I met him in Copenhagen. So, but that's the old way of thinking. That's paying with money.
Yeah.
Paying with time and energy rather than money.
Yeah.
Kiro just paid with money because he wanted to save some energy and time.
Yeah. But like literally on that, there's a debate in the friendship group because like they wanted to go to Hong Kong for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And the guys, everyone wants a layover to save $250.
Fuck.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm getting the direct flight if we go.
Good luck if you are in a friendship group where the financial position is completely different. It's just not going to work. We were talking about this. They were on a holiday overseas and one of them has like good money, would fly business class. And then the other one's like wouldn't have any money to stay. So like one of them wanted to upgrade the accommodation, but then he obviously knew that he couldn't because then the person wouldn't be able to do it. So it's just weird. It's awkward. Like I couldn't travel with someone who's like broke. It fucking triggers the fuck out of me. Like you got to decide whether you go to that restaurant because it's $20 less or get on that flight because it's like you said, it's a layover. It's like, nah, fuck that. Just go with someone else. It cripple the whole holiday. But I'm pretty ruthless with that. I wouldn't travel with that person or leave it there before too many people think we're snobs.
Yeah. I think I sounded shit as
No, it's good. Leave it there. This has nothing to do with match betting, but match betting got us to these kind of mindsets. So if you want to be like us, do match betting, make a lot of money, and then one day you'll be able to talk like this on a pod. And everyone thinks you're a fucking cocky, arrogant cunt.
Leave it there. Gonna get rinsed. So bad.
All right, so if you watched all that, you don't know what match betting is, but you want to start, the best place to start is our free course. You can start making your first profits within just 32 minutes without gambling a cent. Watch the free course here. Go to thesystemaus.com.au, find the free course, spend an hour doing the videos. After the first 5 videos, you're going to know exactly how to make your first profits from match betting. And once you learn how to make your first profits from match betting and you want to join our platinum community, there's going to be more information, more ways to make money. Once you understand that, you can join 2,155 others in the platinum community, making at least $1,000 every single month. But get the free course done. If you have any questions, reach out to us. You can book a free call. All the links will be in the description. See you in there. Cheers. Let's go.
Testing.
You're staying over there. We're in the middle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk in the direction of the microphone.
I'm talking in the direction of the microphone right now.
Nice. So if you're going to talk to me, put the microphone there so you're talking through the microphone.
Yeah, so just like, yeah, cool.
Nice. What's this?
What's what?
This pod.
I don't know. What do you want it to be about?
You said to film a pod, so what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Mindset, maybe? I don't know.
Mindset, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Got rinsed by Alex Hormozy when he said it on his pod.
Yes.
He said mindset's just an airy-fairy word. I felt attacked.
The business, anything.
Hang on, Liv wants me to review a reel. Don't fiddle with that.
Okay, sorry.
Not allowed.
Okay.
Because it'll make sounds in the mic.
The Eddie leg loss free hit, 100%. Is that the promo? The Eddie leg loss free hit.
Favourite promo?
The Eddie leg loss free hit, 100%.
Is that the promo you've made the most money off?
No, because it's only been a recent promo, to be honest. Like, the promo we made the most money off is probably just a 3-leg and 1-leg loss.
Second and third backs on horses.
Favourite promo? Free crack.
On sport or anyone.
Anything, yeah. Early payouts.
Boosted odds, I like that one. They fucking extra bonus bets on that.
Horses, second and third.
Free hits in sports betting. I love second backs.
Second backs.
I do love second backs, but free hit same game multis.
Second and third back.
Sports bet free hits on the Thursday, Friday night sports on the AFL, NRL. They're definitely best EV you can get.
Second, third back.
Horses, second, third back.
All right, let's do a 15-minute pod. So what are we talking about?
I gave you some suggestions. What do you
Well,
want?
you're the one who suggested it. So you got the time's already started.
Yeah, but I gave you some suggestions to
What?
talk about. Anything me, anything you. Do you want to talk about
I don't know. You
shit talk
don't
about
touch
like,
that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about like life after being married, the business progression forward?
Ask whatever you want. You got 14 minutes and 36 seconds.
How have you developed? Okay.
Those of you watching, Greeny does not know where to place his hands.
Yes.
He always has to touch a fiddle with something.
Yes. Next time that I'm in this room, you should have like a fiddle station. With,
No, we just don't touch things.
Yeah, but like, what am I meant to do? It needs to like touch something. I need to feel something.
Cross your arms or something.
Nah. I want to fiddle with something. But anyway, John.
Yes.
John, talk to us. How what have you noticed in this business recently? What have you changed, and why are we getting the best results platinum wise that we have in recent times?